Hi there. Because I'm stuck at home, I'm not able to have the more dynamic file that I use to explain what I wanted to explain in this video. So this will be a temporary video for the Corona edition, if you will. But I just wanted to give you a quick little walkthrough of what we're going to do for the first 2 days of this week. We're going to be solving quadratic equations. That should be obvious. And we're going to be using factoring and the zero product rule to do it. So the first part is like what we did when we solved a variety of different kinds of equations. We're going to draw a quick sketch. So this means you have to go back to what we learned before break. Can you make a quick sketch of this parabola? And in so doing, we should see that there are two x-intercepts, that is, the function equals 0 in two places, where x is a large number positive and a smaller number negative. That's what I get from the quick sketch. To solve, I have to first make sure that I have a quadratic expression equal to 0. If I don't have equals 0, then I'm just doing stupid math. So I'm going to use my x box to break up the negative 13x into two terms. I will factor by grouping, and in my end result I have the two numbers that multiply together to give me 0. So all I have to do is say that one of these numbers, 2x plus 1, could be equal to 0. So you see when x equals negative 1/2, you get 0 times negative 7.5, which equals 0. Or if x was 7, 7 minus 7 is 0, times 15 equals 0. So these are the two solutions to the equation. So this is my target, this is my goal. Here is a reminder, the zero product rule is the new technique that we're using. I would like you to remind yourself that you're not using inverses here, that you're using a zero product principle, so just say that, write it down. Now as for checking, we can show a variety of checks. One way to check would be to just take, obviously, one of your solutions. I pick the harder one, put that back into the original equation and make sure it works. And of course, you can put the left-hand side as a function and look for the x-intercepts, because that's when the function equals 0. So two different ways to check. For your work, I would say mix it up, sometimes by hand, sometimes by Desmos. I'm going to scroll down here to look at another example. I wanted to mention two more examples because the first is when you make your quick sketch, always quick sketch the OG. This is the given equation. On the left-hand side shows a function that's a parabola that's just shifted up 3 with a little bit of a stretch to it. So I'm going to see that parabola here like a Triton. And then we've got 5x, which is a linear function, and it's very steep, and it goes through the origin. So I would expect, if there are going to be solutions to this equation, there are going to be two positive solutions. So that's the purpose of the quick sketch. Now, as for solving, must have a 0 equals 0 in order to use the zero product rule. So what I did is I subtracted 5x from both sides, and on the right-hand side, 5x minus 5x is 0, and on the left-hand side, we have an extra 5x to get in between these two friends. Now I can factor, and once I have two factors equal to 0, I follow the zero product rule and solve. I got two positive solutions as predicted, and I checked the harder one by hand, or I could check by Desmos. Last quick example here, just to show you another, quick sketch situation. Here I see x squared, which is your base parabola, and this is 2x plus 8, which is a steep line that's has a y-intercept of 8. So again, when I see the quick sketch, it's going to tell me that I'm going to have one larger positive solution and one smaller negative solution. Turns out, factoring, I have two choices, by the way. I could subtract the x squared over here, but that would give me a negative coefficient on x squared, and I don't want that. So instead, I'll subtract the 2x, and I'll subtract the 8. So I have equals 0, which is the requirement. This is the factor shortcut. That is to say, when the coefficient on x is 1, then these two numbers in the x box produce the two factor values here. Easy enough to solve at that point. Super easy to check as well. Just remember, when you're checking your answer by hand, or if you're checking your answer with Desmos, use the given equation. So if x squared and 2x plus 8, then I enter x squared and 2x plus 8 and find their intersections, and these are the x values that make the left and right hand sides equal. So hopefully that should help you with the work that you need to do. I'll indicate what you have to do on PSO. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.